A Socratic seminar is a scholarly discussion of an essential question in which student opinions are shared, proven, refuted, and refined through dialogue with other students. In a Socratic seminar, participants seek to answer an essential question and gain deeper understanding of laws, ideas, issues, values, and/or principles presented in a text or texts through rigorous and thoughtful dialogue. I think the main thing about this type of discussion that teachers need to know is that it takes a lot of planning and a lot of prep. You don't just do a Socratic seminar. And the planning and the prep doesn't just fall on the teacher, the kids really have a role in that as well. My partner teacher and I, we design all of our units around a theme and an essential question, and we introduce that to the students right in the beginning of the unit. So all of our fiction and the themes and the conflicts for our fiction stories and the issues from our informational texts and our writings all tie back to that theme and that essential question. So all throughout the unit, the kids are making those connections, and we're having smaller types of discussions through the unit that's just getting them used to conversing with each other and building on the different types of discourse and how to participate in that discourse. So by the time we get to the Socratic seminar at the end, we've asked all the questions through the unit, and now we're having the students create the questions. They're taking the academic vocabulary from the different levels of the DOK wheel, they're creating the questions, they're looking over their questions and assessing what really makes a good question and having those conversations, revising those questions. And when they get into the discussion, it's really student-led. And I just completely step out and they're facilitating that, which is really neat to watch them pull it all together.
Can you repeat it again? Prove how a new statement of pain is true. To Freddie or like in general? In general, like how is it true?
It's true because like Freddie can't block out change orders and boxes. Like he has to face what he's going to do because basically because sunglasses are not just going to block out his problems. He is physically going to, so he has to like go through.
I think that what she said is true because in the end, it ended up that he didn't need them to hide away, that he could just accept them. In the last paragraph, it's saying he didn't wear them anymore on the sunny days.
I agree with Julie. I think that like he's acting like the sunglasses are like a barrier and they'll protect him from the changes he's facing. But it's not a barrier. He has to face it like a man.
I really liked your comparison to a barrier. I think in the end, change happens to all of us, and we can't push away our problems. That we have to confront them and face them so that they just don't keep going on, so that our life will just be the same as it is going to stay for the rest of their life.
To prepare for a Socratic seminar discussion, the teacher must select an essential question they want the students to discuss. Once the question has been selected, students will read and research topics related to the essential question. The next step is for students to revisit their research materials to create higher-level questions using the depth of knowledge wheel and cite the text that they would anticipate their classmates would use to find evidence for their response. To determine if the questions that the students created are good questions, the next step would be to have students post their best questions to a Padlet. Then students would evaluate each other's questions and discuss which questions are quality questions. Students will be given time to revise their questions based on the discussion in order to improve their quality. The final step before the discussion is for the teacher to review the 4 norms of discourse and to go over the rubric for assessment. In this video, you have learned what a Socratic seminar is. You have seen an example of what it looks like when students are engaged in this type of discussion, and you have gone through the steps of how to prepare students for a Socratic seminar. There are additional features that can be incorporated into your Socratic seminar to personalize it to your classroom, such as adding an extra research source to the start of a seminar that provides students with new and fresh information to use as evidence or to create new questions. A fire seat that would allow students from the outside circle to come into the discussion to pose new questions or add information, and a closing survey for students to reflect on how they felt the seminar went and how it could be improved. Overall, this type of discussion enables students to be better at engaging in discourse outside of the classroom.